David Barton says it's the role of judges to render the judgment of God.
Okay. Cool.
You know, I love the fact that you brought the Lord into this, about praying and hearing from the Lord, because that leads directly into our next question. Let's look at our second question here.
So to me, it seems like so many wrong decisions come down from the courts nowadays. And many of these decisions just defy common sense.
How are they wrong?
They're wrong.
And why do they defy common sense?
Because this guy doesn't like them, dude.
They're
Right.
kind of doing
ones?
what Glenn Beck does, too. They're filming an iPad.
Yeah,
Maybe
this is a new
like
trend
big
in conservative
Christian
media,
thing.
dude. Yeah,
And
they
that's
like
what
this
he's
shit.
hearkening to.
They're like, man, this is like some avant-garde shit like the liberals would do. We're going to steal their slick tricks by fucking with them. This is going to be great. What is this? Like, no one wants to film... Like, don't film a screen. Just put it on the screen we're actually watching.
What's wrong with these judges?
That belief that the judiciary is out of kilter is a common belief. We now have 3/4 of Americans by polling that say that they do not believe that judges follow the law or the Constitution.
Well, they don't.
Polling
They
report
don't. They
from
impose
who?
their own
Where?
agenda.
They believe that judges don't follow the law or the Constitution.
So what is their job? Then they just make up the laws as they go along.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the basis of our legal system at this point.
And that's why boys can stick their wee-wees in other boys' poopers, dog. And that's why. Because them activist judges on the court just legislating from the bench.
And the problem
That's
is
why
that
on the streets of Chicago, there's a black market where you can buy fetus parts from all the local family planning clinics.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, man. Kentucky Fried Fetus, dude.
Kentucky Fried.
They're on the. It's around the back of every Planned Parenthood. They got a KFF.
KFF.
It's great.
judges themselves have left God out of the picture. Because when you go back in the Bible, there are so many explicit directives to judges.
When you go
Let me
back
just
to
read
the
one
Bible.
out of 2 Chronicles 19:67. Consider what you're doing. You do not judge for man, but for the Lord, who is with you when you render judgment. Now then, let the fear of the Lord be upon you. Be very careful what you do.
Right, and
So
there's
Christian
many-
Sharia law, basically. The Bible will determine all the laws we need to follow and obey, even though they don't obey everything in the Bible. That's wonderful. Okay.
people today that are educated at institutions where they come out as secular humanists. And so there's no fear of God. And they're there, they see it as a way to advance a political agenda. And that's very dangerous for a nation. And the people have to find a way to gain some control.
Christians don't advance a political agenda, though.
Nope.
Only them secular humanists. Christians just trying to do what God said.
Yeah, but you did. They're getting the directives from God. So it's not like they want to push that agenda on you. They have to.
Look, I personally don't hate faggots, but Jesus does.
That's very clear.
Shift the balance back to the way the framers of the Constitution intended. The power was supposed to be with the people.
It was supposed to be with the people?
Yeah, it was supposed to be with the rich, white, landowning people. So, what's your point, black woman?
Yeah, not you at all.
Might be even renting, as far as I know.
Well, they basically she contradicted herself. She said, we need to go back to what the framers wanted, then to the people. It's like, well, no, if the people want this, then what are you arguing for? Like, do you want the majority of people to decide, or do you want a small block of the population to decide? What do you want? Or do you want checks and balances like we already have? I mean, I really don't get it.
She's advocating for everything at once. The Bible and the Constitution are one, and the Constitution represents the people.
Yeah, I mean, the founders could have easily had, put the Bible and the Constitution together. They could have made the Constitution like the companion piece to the Bible.
Yeah, the First Amendment, instead of saying, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, it could just say, like, Christianity's the official state religion, y'all.
So easily.
Like, if
that's what they wanted.
It would have been easy. They could have done that with ease.
Well, they were Christian, so this was founded as a Christian nation, and most people identify as Christian, TJ.
Okay.
This is a Christian nation.
It could have been even shorter than that, man. They could have just, like, if the Bible really is the foundational document upon which the Constitution is based, they could have just wrote, referred to the Bible for answers to this question. Just over and over, like, who done governs? The Bible.
What does the Bible say?
It would be like one of those wiki articles. who done governs the Bible? Who's the check and balance? God. Who's, you know what I mean? Like, it would have been simple, but they didn't. They didn't do that, did they?
And when judges forget
That's great.
that they render judgment for God, God's the God of justice. And when judges forget that they render judgment for God,
So how do we know
then
what
you
God
no longer
wants?
get
The
justice
Bible?
in courts.
What about things? What about things that are not in the Bible? How do we know? The judge just has to pray. God, give me an answer. Kill all the fags. All right, I got the answer.
Well, the Bible does say that. You can find that right in there.